right, T-minus 30 minutes before my GoPro probably burst into flames. So let's hop to it. This is gonna be a tour, guys, over Plano, Texas. I'm just gonna be going over just the things you should know if you are thinking about moving out to Plano, Texas, and in this area. Maybe you're looking at Allen or over at Murphy, Saxe, maybe up in Allen or over in Frisco. This is gonna be kind of like a central area between all of those cities. So sit back, relax, let's go drive around Plano, Texas, and I'll get into a bunch of details and point out some areas too as we drive down. I'm actually gonna start on 75 highway, which is the highway you see right in front of us. And then I'll jump onto President George Bush Turnpike, head down that, and then hop onto actually I'll exit probably around Preston, maybe go through some neighborhoods, and then finish over off the Dallas North Tollway over by Legacy West. So right now, the first thing you should know about Plano is that it's going to be surrounded by a bunch of like major highways. So you're going to be able to get to around to a bunch of places pretty easy. You got 75 highway, which is what we're on now. So if you're on this side of Plano, you're going to be able to easily travel down to Dallas and also like up to Allen, out to Anna, more to the north. This 75 goes all the way up that direction, all the way up towards Lake Texoma. Also with 75, there is, unlike the President George Bush and Dallas North Tollway, there's actually an HOV within this highway system. So that far left lane you see is the one where you can travel just a little bit quicker with more people on it. And right now I'm taking the exit for George Bush. But yeah, just for the most part, just know that Plano is going to be surrounded by a bunch of major highways, so it'll be pretty easy to travel around. Okay, all right, I'm gonna make a quick maneuver because there's some big boy trucks here. 370Z, question mark. All right, exiting out towards the west. Now, if I was to go east there, that would lead me out to like Murphy, Saxe, over towards Lake Ray Hubbard. Let's see here. All right. And now we're coming up on George Bush. So a little bit about the city of Plano. The city of Plano right now is currently ranked like the 9th largest in Texas as size of city. So there's a little under like 300,000 people living here, but I mean that's continuing to move up because so many of you guys are moving out here. Of course, I mean that's the reason you're watching this video, right? Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. All right, it's within 2 counties. So there's Denton County and there's also Collin County here. And then to downtown Dallas, from this area, kind of where we're at right now, would be about like a 25 to 30 minute drive. It kind of depends on like the accidents and all that traffic in the morning, because sometimes it's just like really bad, especially on 75. I will say 75 highway, 75 and 35 and 635, anything that ends with a 5, people drive crazy on. All right, so just keep that in mind too, whenever you're like hopping onto these highways and everything. Plano's also ranked currently right now as one of the safest cities, and that's going to be the case with most of these cities located north of Dallas. Usually cities just right around the city are pretty high in crime rate, but when you start moving out north towards Frisco, Allen, Plano, really safe areas. There's also affordable living out here in the sense of like apartments too. So if you're wanting to live in an apartment compared to Dallas, it's going to be cheaper. But like single family residential is not going to be as cheap as like, let's say more north up into like Salina, or maybe out east further into like Murphy or Saxe. Since Plano is like in a pretty good location, most of this area is still going to have like pretty I say fairly expensive houses, but they still have low end where you can still get into something to the 300s, 350s. Current salary for like comfortable living right now, I was looking online, is like $90,000. So just to live within Plano, if you're making anywhere from like $85,000 to $100,000, you can live pretty comfortably here. And then also, if you're looking for a job and need to make a salary, of like $90,000. That's also the good thing with Plano. There's a whole bunch of headquarters, corporations, companies here too, so there's a lot of opportunities with that. There's JP Morgan Chase, Capital One, Bank of America, the Toyota headquarters is here, just right off 121. You got Frito-Lay, Intuit. I could just keep going, but those are just some of the main businesses. And then also coming up right here, speaking of other major corporations, hospitals. So you got Baylor Scott and White here, and then you also have Texas Health, Plano Presbyterian. All these hospitals are all located right off the tollways. This one's Baylor Scott and White, located right off of President George Bush. Just a little bit further up here, I'm going to exit here on Preston. Preston's the road that can actually take us all the way up into Salina or all the way down into Dallas. Just another, pretty nice road that runs right through Plano that you guys can hop on, where you don't have to take the tollway or something like that, because this road is like more of a 4-lane and travel a little bit faster than having to travel down like a 2-lane or a 3-lane road. That's the other thing with the roads in here. A lot of it is updated, so you're not going to find yourself in like those Salina or Anna or Melissa, all those developments getting put out there with the roads being 1 lanes. That's not around Plano. So Plano's going to have all the roads developed within it. So now, with that being said, they're going to be developed, but they're not going to be in the best shape. So also the other problem is like this Texas heat just starts getting to these roads, and these roads just start like totally buckling within themselves. And like, I don't know, maybe like the roads just start melting. Speaking of melting, I think my GoPro's still good. Hopefully it's a little cooler today. We're sitting at like 99. So yeah. But speaking of weather, other thing with this area, I get some questions about what the weather is like. So you're gonna get hail in this area, you're gonna get storms, tornadoes, not as much. The last big tornado was in like 2018, and that was a little bit more south of here. So nothing like that, even though we are in like Tornado Alley. Then for the school district around Plano, for Plano ISD, they have currently right now, they have about 44 elementary schools, 13 middle schools, 6 high schools, and then currently right now Plano's ranked like 16th in all of Texas right now for their school district. And then the school district itself is like a 6A, which means that the kids are going to be within that class, it's going to be like well over like 3,000 students, like 2,500 to 3,000 students I think is like 6A. I just know like Allen, Plano, those schools are going to be a lot bigger graduating classes compared to that of like Little Elm, Frisco. Alright, so still headed down Preston. I'll be turning, let's see, where do I want to turn? I may want to go down, let's see, we're coming up on Park, which is a pretty good road to go down to show you guys some neighborhoods. Alright, that's what we'll do. We'll go down to Park, and then we'll head over to the tollway, and then like I said, we'll finish over at Legacy. But yeah, this is the main Preston road. Sorry guys if I'm jumping all over the place. I have some things that I'm gonna talk about and stick to a list, but then some things also just like randomly hit my brain. I don't know if you've been able to tell from my videos, but that's kind of how it goes. And this road is the main road most people in Plano are gonna be off of, your businesses, your restaurants. A lot of stuff is down this way. You got a Dave's Hot Chicken just across here. It's like it's one of the main go-tos, you know. All right, so this will head into one of the neighborhoods in here. And then for the public transportation around here, they do have the DART train. So back where we first started this video over off 75, the DART train runs right along there into Dallas, right down into downtown. The DART train also runs over on 35 highway, but 35 isn't really close to Plano. So the DART train's gonna be right off of that. And then you also have the public bus system going around here too. So both of those options for public transportation. That's like the most north it goes. Plano's the most north this public transportation goes. It doesn't go into Allen, it doesn't go into Frisco. So if you still are looking for something like that, Plano's gonna be as far out of the city you can get for something like that. All right, so let's hop into one of the top neighborhoods in here, Willow Bend Lakes. Just for some of the top neighborhoods around here, you're gonna have Glen Eagles, Deerfield, Willow Bend, what we're in, and there's a bunch of variations of Willow Bend. There's like Willow Bend Country Club Estates, or Polo Estates, and then the Willow Bend Country Club, all kind of ranging in big price ranges, like anywhere from like, you know, 800,000s up to like 8 millions. So a big range like that. And then there's also Preston Lakes and Shoal Creek. I've done some neighborhood tours. Guys, go check out my neighborhood tour over this neighborhood, actually, and some of the other ones around here in my Plano playlist. Give you guys a better idea on kind of what's going on in like the Plano market for everything. And the location of Plano, I generally think, is great. You're kind of in the central. You're really able to get to everything and all the great cities with all the crazy cool amenities like Frisco and Allen and Dallas and all these different places, because you're right here in the middle. It's not like you live up in Salina and have to travel through a bunch of cities just to get to Dallas. That's the good thing about Plano, is you can kind of go north, east, west, south, around there. And that's the other thing, the lakes too. You're right in the middle of the lake. So you got Lake Louisville, you got Lake Levon, Lake Ray Hubbard, all in the center of that. So if you're a lake person, you have those options to go to any of those three. I just feel like, you know, if you're kind of in the middle here, you have a lot of options compared to maybe if you're kind of closer over to Lake Louisville, like over on that little side. You're probably just gonna stay over there and never go over to like Lake Levon or Lake Ray Hubbard. And then this neighborhood here, these houses are gonna be like well into the millions. This is one of the older neighborhoods within Plano. This is kind of like the older feel. You'll also find that within the Plano homes that there's been a lot of updates. So a lot of investors have come into here. It's kind of getting out of that investor price range for people to like flip and update stuff. But you will find that this area does have a lot older homes within it, and people are starting to go in and starting to flip stuff. So if you are an investor, Plano could be a good option in some of these older neighborhoods. I don't think the $1 million range is what you want to be flipping, but there are some neighborhoods along like 75 Highway that have like a lower price range that seems reasonable to be doing something like that. I did touch on the school district, but also the college school system in here. Just jumping back to that real quick. They have the University of Texas at Dallas over in Richardson, super close. And that's right off the George Bush Tollway. And then there's also Collin College, which those satellite campuses are kind of like located all throughout, but like one of their old main campuses right off, which is called their Spring Creek campus, is right there, right close to 75 Highway too. So there's also other satellite campuses, SMU, A&M. And then right now we're coming up on one of the high schools. So this is Plano West Senior. So let me just quickly drive in through this, show you guys what one of the high schools kind of looks like on the exterior. So this is Plano West. Now this is going to be like the most popular high school out of all the other high schools. This one does have like the money going to it. I will say that. That's just what my friends say back in the day. That's just what my friends say. Plano West has got quite a bit of money in it. Because I mean, look at the houses around here. I mean, just go check out my Plano playlist, and you'll find out real quick how much money is around Plano. Legacy West is sucking everyone dry of their money. It's where everyone goes, and now all the other cities are competing with Legacy West, which is just another cool thing about Plano, which we'll finish over there, and I'll get into details about that. That's where we'll finish our video, but we're headed there right now. I'm gonna head over to the Dallas North Tollway, so just going through some of the streets and areas right now, showing you guys kind of just what an average day looks like here on Tuesday at like 1:45. Also on this right side is going to be the recreation center. So Plano has big recreation center. They also have like a huge nature preserve. So that's another cool thing to go to and walk around and check out. It's nice that they've saved a good portion of land because they're building on everything now. There's no green. I mean, if you just go to Google Maps right now and just look and zoom in, it's like all gray. There's like no green. But the Arbor Hills Nature Preserve is over there. And then they have another one on the other side. I think it's called Oak Point Nature Preserve. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. And then for golf courses, so if you are a big golfer, there are plenty of golf courses around here. There's also a bunch of Top Golf courses. So either one of those. I'm better at Top Golf. I might be doing some videos out on the golf course here soon with another realtor that works within our brokerage, Brad. Me and him have started to come up with some ideas. Might be doing some stuff out on the range, but I think I got to get better. I go to Top Golf just to work on my driving, which I'm okay at that. But yeah, plenty of golf courses to choose from. Some of the top ones include like Pecan Hollow, Glen Eagles Country Club, which that's a country club, so you have to be within Glen Eagles for that. But the golf club at Twin Creeks, that's another good one over close to Allen. And then the courses at Waters Creek. All those are great options and super close to each other. So if you get tired of one, you just go to the next one the next day. Also at this time, maybe you guys can get like a better feel for what traffic's gonna look like at like 2 o'clock. Man, back in the day, there used to be no cars out this way. There used to be no cars. Now by like 3 o'clock, there's starting to become traffic up along the exit that goes out towards 121. The next area, I would say the main choking points around Plano where like you're gonna see most of your traffic is up by 121 in Dallas North Tollway, then over off George Bush, Dallas North Tollway, and then George Bush in 75. Any of those like overpasses and bridges are gonna have like a pretty good amount of traffic with them. See guys, already it's 2 o'clock and we're about currently right now where we're at. If we were to go south, we're headed north. If we were to go south down to Dallas, it'd take us about like 30 minutes. And then right now with this traffic into Frisco, which we're coming up on like the Stonebriar Mall and those areas, into Frisco would be like 10 to 15, and then into probably Prosper would be about 20 minutes from here. I'm gonna take the Legacy exit, but we're just like 2 exits away from the overpass up here that can take you out west towards Denton and that area, over towards Louisville and the lake, and then out east towards Allen, McKinney, and Lake Lavon. All right, so let's just get off here. So I've thought about doing a video about Dallas traffic and what it's like, but man, you sit in that for like 10 minutes on a hot day. Like, and I have the AC coming, but that Texas heat, guys, it's relentless through the window. Okay, and then if I haven't sold you on Plano yet, here is the final selling point, which is the Shops of Legacy and Legacy West. This is like the heavy hitter of all things attractions over here. Everyone's coming out here either to like show off their car or go to some restaurants. There's some styrofoam in the way I just ran over. That's the other thing. Plano's known for its styrofoam in the roads. There's also the Renaissance Hotel and some other businesses in here. Del Frisco is another well-known restaurant. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna finish up today's video. We're just gonna do a little boop-a-doop. We call that a boop-a-doop. No cop, no stop. All right. I did not want to be behind that, guys. I wanted you guys to be able to see stuff. Anyways, all right, that's where I'm going to end today's video. We're over here in Legacy West, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that, a little bit about Plano. Just some things to think about. Maybe you're moving out here, but guys, text me Plano if you want any more information. Thank you guys so much for coming back for another video. If this is your first time joining, welcome. Leave a comment down below if you guys want me to go check out any more places, tour any more areas. But other than that, peace and take it easy, y'all. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, contact me, Daniel, at the Home Expert Team. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that, bye.